Welcome back to Hard Copy. We're looking at the state of education in the country with Professor Mojeed Alabi, who is also a member of the House of Representatives Committee on Tertiary Education and TED Fund. Prof, let's come now to your present constituency, which is the National Assembly.
Thank you.
What role does the National Assembly play in all these to improve education?
The National Assembly has a role as the committee, through its Committee on Tertiary Education, to oversight the education sector, particularly tertiary education and TED Fund. And our role is to ensure that we have adequate laws to govern the various institutions. We superintend the various governing councils of institutions, federal universities, federal colleges of education, federal polytechnics, and other educational institutions belonging to the federal government to make sure that money appropriated to them on an annual basis are judiciously used. We also look into their policy to make sure that what they are doing are in conformity with the extant law passed by the National Assembly and ensure that there is transparency and accountability in their budgetary process. We also go into their procurement activities to make sure that the provisions of the Bureau of Public Procurement Act as well as other financial regulations are adhered to. Of course, most of the time, we get ourselves involved in what is ordinarily not technically part of our duty, but which we have taken it, which is that of labor relations, because when there are crises, we try to mediate among the labor unions and the authorities of the universities.
But do you visit schools to check how much implementation?
Yep.
You do that. How often do you do that?
Well, I can say that it is not as regular as it ought to be.
How regular should it be?
Ordinarily, there is no way we should do any budget in any year without having visited at least one of the institutions once. And you have so many federal universities.
But that, you're saying
we don't do that.
You don't do that. Why?
No, because of the lack of fund.
What funds are we talking about?
Even the National Assembly is underfunded.
No, let's not go there.
No,
we're talking about what funds are you talking about with regard to how much oversight you carry out?
Members of the National Assembly cannot go on oversight unless the vehicles are available.
So there are no vehicles?
To take them to where they are going. Another thing that disturbs us is lack of implementation as and when due. For example, 2018 budget now is not yet to be implemented. And then we are expecting 2019 budget next month. The implication is that between the releases of fund and the next budget, we have only 2 months. And we want to cover all federal universities, all polytechnics, all colleges of education, all other institutions within that period is impossible. There are so many things wrong with the system as it is now. And I don't want to, there is no way I can give our committee a pass mark that we have done as much oversight as we ordinarily ought to have.
Do you carry out oversight on the Ministry of Education?
Of course.
Is that regular?
That is normally maybe twice in a year. At the beginning of the budget session, they came to submit their own budget, and we have to go and look at the state of things before we do approval for them. And during the period of implementation, towards the end, we also go there to see what percentage implementation has been done. Because it is only when we know what has been done that we can know whether the recommendation that has been brought by the subsequent appropriation year will be funded or not.
Well, so, how much oversight do you carry out on TED Fund?
We have visited TED Fund. In the last 3 years, we have visited TED Fund twice.
Any observations, recommendations?
Yeah, TED Fund has a lot of pool of money at the disposal. And as it is presently structured, me, as a university professor and somebody combatant with it, not very pleased about the modality for distribution of funds. The way it is structured now, there is too much power in whoever is the executive secretary to determine what goes where, what goes there. And that is why sometimes you go to some institutions, you find so many TED fund project. You go to others, you don't find as much as you would have want. That's what a person like me insists. That's a private opinion, that channeling those money to the appropriate state government will have been done something better. To make for equity distribution. The question now is, people will argue, because this position I'm canvassing, I've ever canvassed it within the committee. People will say, okay, we have got an institution. You see TED fund project here. Assuming there is no TED fund, that means those institutions will not get project. I said no. Assuming there is no TED fund, those money will go to those institutions by other means.
But why do we have this problem of infrastructural challenge, even though TED fund was created to address some of these issues? Why is that still so?
Because even the money that comes into TED fund, if you ask them to give you the list of submissions, TED fund is not meeting up to 50% of the submissions, because there have been so much decadence in the past that you cannot wake up in a day and hope to transform the whole system like that. It's going to take time.
Let me tell you what a human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, said sometime last year. He said that he has confirmed that several billions of naira to in the TED fund account are lying fallow at the vault of the Central Bank of Nigeria due to failure of the management of tertiary institutions to access the intervention fund. So access to these funds...
I'm aware of that problem. You cannot fault the argument, because if the money is there and you do not put in the criteria for drawing upon the money, they will vanish. So for me, I believe very strongly in laying down the procedure. What is important is that once the procedures are laid down, any institution or research body or even any individual researcher that is able to meet the condition should be timeously answered. But to say we should not put all those prescriptions, then it will be very difficult for you to control how the money goes. Most of the time, the university authority will send memoirs, these opportunities are available, this is available, but you have to follow the procedure. If you cannot follow the procedure, you cannot access the money. So it is not the fault of the TED fund, but rather the institutions that should strive as much as possible that they meet the condition for drawing the money.
Recently, there's been quite a number of bills on the floor of the House for new institutions.
Yeah.
Is that a problem? Or better still, is that going to be the solution to the problem?
It is not going to be. You see, the increase in the number of bills asking for the establishment of educational institution is a fallout of the nepotism that surrounds the totality of the Nigerian governance system. Of course, there are areas, like my own community, that have been yearning for tertiary institution for long. But immediately we started submitting bill, you discover that even communities that had not decided of it are asking for it, to the extent that today the Committee of Tertiary Education has over 100 establishment bills. And even the ones that are existing, have they been properly funded? So at a stage, we have to agree that, well, let people bring establishment bill, we continue. Even up to now, we have not done public hearing on up to 10 of them. By the rules, any bill that will require commitment of public funds, you should attach to it the cost implication. We are no longer. That is why you have over 100 bills. For me, is to properly fund the existing ones. Me, I don't believe in proliferation of university. I believe the existing ones has potential capacities that, if properly funded, could be harnessed to absorb as many of our younger generations of university-seeking adults as possible. But instead of doing that, what we are doing is we are creating more and more and more universities, and any of them are just looking like glorified secondary school, including some of the private universities.
Prof, we're out of time now. Thank you so much for finding time to come speak with us today.
Thank you.
Well, that's hard copy for tonight. The entire interview will be posted on our website, channelstv.com. Feel free to send us your feedback using our email address or social media handles displayed on your screen. Thanks for watching. I'm Terry Ikumi. Good night.